The Tom London Show is brought to you by Suzuki Rivonia, the home of happy customers. Oh, hold on, I'm pressing the wrong buttons.
The Tom London Show.
That's right, that's better. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Yeah, I feel good. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Thank you very much.
That's better. There we go. Now we're getting into the thing. How's it from Tom? It's good to be with you on this Thursday afternoon. 3 o'clock is when we go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays on the Tom London Show. And I see there are people messaging me now. Hi, Tom. How are things with you? They're obviously not viewers of the show because they would know that we're on air right now. So if you see messages pop up on the screen, it's from friends of mine. Okie dokie. Where are you? How are things going with you? How's your week been? Have you had a good week? Has it been a good one so far? Are you in a good mood? Are you in a... I got to be honest, I've been battling to shake this rubbish mood I've been in for 4 or 5 days now. And then about 20 minutes ago, I set everything up and I was sitting here going, where am I going to find my happiness from today, man? Because I'm just... And then I thought I'll sing some karaoke into the microphone for a while. So I sang 7 Spanish Angels and a Neil Diamond song to myself. And then I felt better. That's all I have to do sometimes to lift my own mood. But I hope your mood is good. I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're having a good Thursday. I hope your week's going well. And I hope that you'll stay with us for the next 60 minutes. Johan Botha is our guest today. We'll be talking about identity. Who are you really? Do you know? Do you know how to answer that question? If I had to ask you, who are you? Who are you really? Behind the Instagram feed, behind the Facebook page, behind the pretty pictures of life in Plettenberg Bay on holiday, who are you really? That's what we're going to discuss today. So we're talking to Johan Botha today about self-identity or identity. Who are you really? Stick around for that. Tonya is with her mom at the hospital today. Once again, prayers for Tonya's mom, Deirdre Curry, and friends of ours who are not doing well this week. And keep the prayer circle going. Alistair is with us, so let's say how's it to Alistair. Hello, Alistair.
Hey, how's it?
Yeah, all right. We're going to be giving away the chessboard today. We showed it off on Tuesday, and you had Alistair tried a few days ago. He said, well, these are the possible winners I've got, and he sent me a list of people's names and where they were and from and what they do and why they deserve the chess set. And I thought, this is way too difficult for me. I can't make a choice like that. No way. So I just ignored his message. And hoped that
what happened?
Yeah, and hoped that you would come up with a winner on your own because I don't want that responsibility. Just before the show, I said, "Did you get the winner?" He said, "Up until 20 minutes ago, he didn't, but he's finally got the winner." So,
well, I consulted the Oracle.
You can do what?
I consulted the Oracle.
Oh, did you? Your ex-wife?
I went to the no.
Oh,
he's no Oracle. I promise you.
Oh, careful!
Careful! I got to live in this house after we finish here.
Careful!
No, I went to the mountain, gave you an answer.
You went to the mountain?
Yeah.
Which mountain? Germiston Mountain?
Primrose Mountain.
Primrose Hill. Okay. You got the answer on the top of a hill in Germiston. You guys been in the news today. Stop burning down your Home Affairs offices, Alistair.
Oh, yeah, I tell you.
Gee whiz. I wonder, when should we give the chess set away? Should we wait a little while?
It's up to you. We can do it later. We can do it now.
Perhaps once Johan's done his piece, then we'll give the chess set away. How's that? So stick around for that and find out who's going to have the chess set today. And we'll also get to comments in the comment section in just a moment. So here's the running order. We'll get to comments next, and Johan Botha will join us. He's standing by. Are you in Bloemfontein, Johan?
I'm in Bloem, yes.
Okay, so we've got Bloem represented, Germiston represented, and Weltevreden Park represented today. Yeah, those are the Weltevreden friends of mine. Every time I go to a shopping center, somebody screams my name nowadays. Tom! And the other day, remember I said I was talking about Devon Valley Shopping Center that you can go to in your slippers and your nightgown? After the show, I decided I needed to take a walk because I didn't walk that morning, and I thought, this is no good. You're getting lazy. So I walked up to Devon Valley, and then Deborah, I think it's Deborah, remember one of the ladies said she'll come, Tom, I'll take you to Woolworths for those wafer sticks. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I bumped into her at Devon Valley Shopping Centre 10 minutes after the show. I had, Tom! And then she wanted to take me to Woolworths, and I was just trying to convince her that I actually was just going for a walk, which turned into buying a bar one ice cream, which made me feel a whole lot better.
That was the theme of the show, wasn't it?
I know.
Bar ones usually were the go-to answer.
That's right. So no surprise that when I got to the shops, I picked up a bar one ice cream, and it really did. I mean, better than any tranquilizer or mood uplifter.
Hold on, I'll be back. I'm just going on my app. I'm just going on my ASAP app. I'm going to order a bar one.
All right, you order a bar one. You order a bar one, and we'll come back and take a look at your messages in just a moment in the comment section. And Johan Botha asks the all-important question, who are you really? First, though, the ladies love him. Shane Chetty from Suzuki, Rivonia and Kyalami has got some info for you on what is one of my favorite Suzukis, the Suzuki Celerio.
Hi guys, hope you're well. It's Shane here at Suzuki Cario. So guys, when you're buying a car, of course I know you guys want peace of mind. That is exactly why I want to tell you a little bit more about the Suzuki Celerio. So apart from this vehicle's legendary reliability as well as fuel efficiency, I've also now got on the Suzuki Celerio for you guys. It now comes standard with 6 airbags as a standard, a reverse camera in the GL models as a complete standard now, as well as a screen that you guys can see just here, 7-inch infotainment screen just there. In addition to that, I've also now got a 4-year 60,000 kilometer service plan on this vehicle, and included in that is a 5-year 200,000 kilometer warranty. You might have thought that was it. We have also thrown in completely free of charge roadside assistance for the duration of the warranty. All for you. All of this legendary fuel efficiency, safety and reliability can be yours for under 200,000 Rand at your home of happy customers, Suzuki Rivonia and Suzuki Cario.
Yeah, you pop along to Suzuki Rivonia, Suzuki Cario, the home of happy customers, and pick up one of those Celerios, one of the only cars you can go get for under 200,000 bucks, loaded with features. And you saw all the backup there, the warranties and service plans and roadside assist. You get it all with the Suzuki Celerio. You go speak to the guys and girls at Rivonia and Kyalami. Suzuki Rivonia, Suzuki Kyalami, the home of happy customers. Una Guida says, hello everybody. Marlene Falkenberg joins us. Hello Marlene. Margaret Guida says, hello everybody. Rosie Brown is on board. Anita Maynard says, hello my dysfunctionals. Hope you are all well. Gail Mortensen says, how's it everybody? Lacquer week so far. Heather Knickelbein is on board, so is Patsy Redelencase. Afternoon dysfunctional family. How are you all doing today? Charmaine Ninaber says, good afternoon friends. So good to be with you today. This week has been so long. I wonder where Friday is hiding. It's only a day away, Charmaine. Una Guida says, so Mr. London, you were spotted on Tuesday after the show. I did. I went for a walk, like I just said. On one of your famous rugby road, are they famous now? Rugby road walks by one of the guiders. I almost had to do a double take and try not crash my car. Why didn't you say hello? Alistair, what do you think? If Una Guida drove past you and didn't say hello, how would you feel about it?
I would be forever hurt.
I would be Gail Mortensen-fied. That's what I'd be. Gee whiz. You didn't say hello? Charmaine Ninaber says, cheer up, Tom, you with friends. Let's forget about the doldrums and laugh a bit. Amen. Emily Hudson says, yay, Thursday fun. Hello, beautiful hooligans. Karen Bennett says, hello, you lovely peoples. Lots of love to Tanya Curry. Laura MacDonald says, don't worry, Tom, you're not the only one who feels bleh. I think it's in the air at the moment. It's just, you know what it is? Every year around this time of the year, people start becoming, It's around August, September. We all become, Had enough.
It is.
Margaret Guida, not nice that your mood has been getting you down like that. Shame, man. I know nothing that a wild, crazy girlfriend can't fix. Senza una donna. That's me. Zama Mountain, says Una. That's the new name for your neighborhood, Zama Mountain. Emily Hudson says, I don't know who I am. I was a tomboy growing up and only hung around with the boys. My name to this day is Tommy, same as you, Tom. Fingers crossed for the chessboard for my daughter. No pressure, Alistair. That's Anita number one. I thought you were chewing something. Really? Oh, I might have. Oh, I think she's talking about me walking on Rugby Road. Thought I was chewing something. I might have been. Chewing gum,
You don't
maybe.
walk that difficult.
I don't know. What else we got? The Jimny for me, says Anita. Howdy, dude, says Lizelle Elliott. I've been thinking about Lizelle lately because Lizelle just launched her own deck of tarot cards, which they are stunning. They're stunning tarot cards. We'll have to get her on the show to show them off. Margaret Guider says, despite being a little down with your mood, your eyes looking brighter nowadays. I was a bit sick, actually. I was around so many people on Friday that I think I picked up a bug. And then it's a year since I got sick last year. It's a year since my big operation. And mentally, I was like, oh no, I can't deal with this. If I get sick now, I'm going to flip. So I spent a lot of time resting the last few days to make sure. And today I woke up and I felt a whole lot better physically. So yeah, I'm glad about that. Heather says, very sad thing happened in East London. A 12-year-old, oh my goodness, shame. Debbie Eleveld says, hi Tom London. Hi Debbie, thanks for joining us today. Carol Hall says, good afternoon, crazy bunch of friends. It's been a hectic week. Gail says, bar one chocolate reminds me of subliminal advertising in movie houses to boost sales for popcorn. Una Guida says, people were speeding behind me and I thought I was hallucinating. No, that was me. Henk the Hunk says, was bist du dann für wenn... Did anyone here speak German? No. Nine. 10. Mandy Wilson says, press the buttons, everyone. And Una says, don't you dare get sick again. No ways. Like, never. All right. And more will join us. If you join us, pop your comments in the comments section. If it's your first time watching the show, just write first time viewer in the comments section. We'd love to say hello to you and welcome you to the Dysfunctional Family. The foundation of the show is kindness. Despite the frivolity and the laughter and all the funny things that happen on the show, basically we're here to be kind to each other. And an hour of kindness on a Tuesday and an hour of kindness on a Thursday seems to keep the cogs going nicely, in my life at least. And thank you for pressing the like and the heart button. We've made one person laugh already. Huh? Nobody cried and nobody's angry with us. Okay, let's say hello to Johan Botha. You'll find him on Facebook. Look for Johan Botha Schrijver on Facebook. Johan was on the show a couple of weeks ago and we decided we would do this more regularly. So every couple of weeks, Johan will join us and we'll talk about another theme. Today's theme is identity, Johan, and you've got questions for us, eh?
Yes, hi Tom, hi Alistair.
How's
Glad to see you.
How are you on?
Good. Yes, thank you for having me back.
Pleasure.
It was
pleasure.
last time, so I'm looking forward to today.
Good.
And yes, when we talk about the theme of identity, I don't know when last you guys had a good look in the mirror and ask yourself, who am I really? Because when you introduce yourself to people, I'm Tom, I'm a DJ, or I'm Tom, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm Tom,
I normally, and I said it this morning, someone said, this is Tom. And they went, so who are you? And I said, I'm just a loudmouth. I'm Tom the loudmouth. That's me.
Absolutely.
That's my identity.
So, we hear a lot. Yeah. So we hear a lot about identity and who you really are. Mm. But, not the job or the title, but the real you, Who were you when you were still a child? What did you want to do? What was your dreams? What motivated you when you grew up, when you became a teenager? Stuff like that. So we are all born with everything we need inside of us to live out our full potential. But as we know, life hits. People talk. Opinions are being thrown all around the place. And I think last time we said, then you get to a point where you start making that your reality.
Johan, I was thinking about this talk about identity that we were going to have today, watching a video on YouTube last night. A very famous sportscaster in America, his name is Bob Costas. Probably the biggest name in sports broadcasting in the US, was being interviewed. And he was talking about turning down a $20 million offer. He was offered $20 million to do a morning radio show in Los Angeles, and he doesn't live in LA. And they said, don't worry, we'll fly you out on a Monday late. We'll fly you back home on a Thursday, so you'll be at home 4 days a week, 3 days a week in LA. And he said no to the $20 million. And not long after that, he was offered a huge amount of money to do another show that would have meant he was away from home 4 days a week. And he knew enough about himself to say that I am not the kind of person who can get up at 4 o'clock in the morning consistently without breaking. So even the $20 million, which is almost 400, can you imagine how tempting that is? 400 million rand. And to say no to that because you know yourself so well that if you said yes to that $20 million deal, that in a matter of months, the wheels would be coming off. Is that part of it? Like knowing who you are enough to say yes to the things that work for you, no to the things that don't work for you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. If you know yourself well enough, you'll know to where you can push yourself, before you start harming yourself and harming your family.
Yeah.
Because you get a lot of people, they make millions, but do they have a happy home life? Are they happy within themselves?
At what cost?
So if you can get to that point, if you can get to that point where you say, listen, my values are this and this and this, and I'm sticking to that. And a lot of us make to-do lists. But I think it's very important to also make a not to-do list.
Yeah.
So
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've managed to look, and I want to go back to the start with you in a moment, but just to add something. I've managed to get there. I know I've learned the hard way that there are things that I'm not built for. I'm not built for them, and those are the things I should say no to. Forget the things that don't match my values; those are quite easy. But the things that I know I'm not made for, at no cost, at no price, can I say yes to them. I've learned that the hard way. So
absolutely, yes. So it's so important to know exactly. And also your body. You get to know your body. You get to know your mind.
So important.
If you're overwhelmed, for example, you won't say yes to things that are high pressure things that's going to push you to the edge, that's going to harm your mental health. So that's why knowing self and mastering self is so important, and that's a journey that you're on, and you learn that, like you rightly said, by making mistakes, by learning the hard way. And I mean, I take myself, I'm still learning, so I don't think we ever get to a point where we can say, listen, I've learned it all, I'm there. So it's a process. You grow into it.
If you've got a question for Johan, pop it in the comment section down below this video. We'll get to the comments and the questions in just a moment. My first question is, where do you start when it comes to identity? What's the starting point?
Well, I think you know what you should do. What I did, I'm going to tell you what I did when I started journeying with the theme of identity. First of all, I went and I sat down and I said, where am I now? So I assess my current situation. Am I doing what I want to do? Am I the person that I want to be? Do I feel content with what I keep myself busy with every day? Do I feel happy? And then when I don't, and when there are certain things in my life that I feel, you kind of feel that pressure, you feel that, I'm not supposed to do this. I go back and I say, but what did I want to do? When I was a teenager, when I grew up, what did I want to do? What is my passion? What gives me fire? What, makes me want to wake up in the morning? And I think where I am in life, personally, 48 years old, I think that there's a course I did called Halftime. So it takes you to where you are now, where you started, where you are now, and where you are going to, where you are moving towards. So I am at halftime now. So I have to decide, and they use a rugby game as a way to explain this. So I am going into halftime rugby game, basically. In the second part of my life, you can kind of say, where do I want to go? Where do I want to grow? And am I doing what I am here to do? Do I feel that? Because, when you go back to childhood, your identity really forms by experiences, by culture, beliefs, trauma, things like that. And over time, you like an onion. You put on layers and layers until you forget your true essence of who you really are. And I read an interesting thing that when you are a child of 7, has already kind of formed his or her identity
Yes.
by what they've been through. But luckily, but the good news is, if you look at the brain, the brain is plastic. You can change the way
remap yourself, I suppose.
Remap yourself.
Yeah, I would agree with I would agree with you that it all gets formed in childhood and that your identity, but you carry around with you for life. But let's say you had a childhood where you were deprived of things. Maybe there wasn't much money in the house, for example, and you experienced poverty as a child. That will certainly shape who you are as an individual and create fears inside of you that at some point in your life you're either going to succumb to, you're going to live with them for life, or you're going to succumb to it, or you're going to overcome. I'm going to use the word overcome that part of you. I want to ask you about overcoming parts of your identity that you don't want, that have become so habit forming, in just a moment. But let's get to the comments and see what people have got to say. You ready? Let's go. You got a question for Johan? Pop it in the comments section. Gail Mortensen says, glad you're feeling better. I am always fine when my friends are with me. Sharon Davis Hannibal says, hi guys, love you. Patsy Redland K says, Tom, please go into Jennifer's Facebook. A friend posted an update on Ginny with photos of her cut showing staples taken out. Try to post it, not working. Yeah, her staples were taken out last week. And mom sends, Jennifer sends pictures to me. So we're monitoring, the cuts look okay. And I think she's having a difficulty swallowing food at the moment, but the family have said, let's give it another week or two before we take her to a doctor. So everything seems to be on track at the moment with Ginny. Just remember that in about 4 weeks, they're coming back for the first post-op check, and you'll be coming with me for that. We'll be driving through to Pretoria, and we'll be going to the surgeon to check her back for the very first time since the operation. So most of the news will come then. Mandy Wilson says, first-time viewer. You know that she's talking. Stop it! She's talking nonsense. Stop it! She's not a first-time viewer. Beverly Ann Lloyd says, good day all. Yvonne Duplessis says, what happened to the haircut? I'm lazy. Maybe next week. Patty's on board. Tess wants to know how Ginny is doing. I'm not a first-time viewer, but first time to comment. Love the show, and you guys really lift my spirits. Well, thank you. Wow, how do I say it? Kozikovic? Heather Kozikovic? Thank you, Heather, and good to have you on board. And could everyone just say hi to Heather K for us, so that she feels part of the team here. Welcome back, Johan, says Emily Hudson. Emily's happy to see you back on board, Johan. Gail Mortensen says, continue holding Deirdre and Tonya Curry in prayer. Cheryl Lutz is on board. Una Guida says, oh my word, I am the complete opposite of my childhood self now. And she did the monkey thing with the hands in front of the face. The question that I want to ask is it, how do we examine ourselves now how do you even start that process? I'm 52 years old. How do I even remember who I was as a child?
I think, our passions and what motivates us is within us. You never lose it. So I think you have to go back to, if you like writing, for example, when you were younger, you're not going to forget that. You still experience the feeling writing gave you. You still experience the emotion you had when you were writing. And I use myself as an example a lot because I can only say what I've been through. But I had a time where I didn't write, and it was a long time. And when I started writing again, all those feelings came back, all those emotions came back. I felt content when I was writing, and that's just one example. So if you are in a space in your life at the moment where you feel disconnected, and I just on that point want to give you 2 or 3 examples of knowing, how do I know when I am disconnected? If you are a people pleaser, if you are feeling restless all the time and you don't know why, or if you're living on autopilot, you just do what you do every single day, then those are times that you are really disconnected with your passions and your and I call it fire, and the stuff that motivated you in earlier life, perhaps. A lot of people, it's turned around for a lot of people where they only now became aware of what their passions are and what their life, mission
interest
in
that. And also people who've been raising families and get to the empty nest stage and then rediscover all the things that used to fire them up, but they've had so many responsibilities for 2 or 3 decades that it takes that long to get back to yourself, or to have the space to get back to yourself. I think of friends and even family who've gone through that.
Definitely, yeah.
Anita Maynard says, if you can't be rich, be kind. Oh, we have a viewer on YouTube who feels like you're so stupid. You're going to have to do a lot better than that to upset me. You've got to remember I cut my teeth in the cut and thrust world of talk radio, where stuff like that flies at you every 5 seconds. So, yeah, you're going to have to do a whole lot better than that to get under my skin. And I'd just like to thank you for pressing the play button, because when you see that view on YouTube, it doesn't matter whether you like me or not, the number's there. So, yeah, the stupid one is you for pressing the button. Cheryl says, I started my to-do list this morning. Isn't that interesting? Cheryl started her not to-do list this morning. Margaret says, I'm very different to who I was when I was younger. I have been through many life experiences that were rather challenging to get me where I am with myself now. Nothing will surprise me. Does it take challenges? Does it? I don't know. In my life, it takes challenges to get me to move from one position to another. You know.
Well, it's
I suppose
different.
it doesn't have to. Yeah.
No, it doesn't have to. But I think I'm kind of the same. I sometimes need a kick on the butt. Just to take that step, or just to move. And I saw another thing. There's a guy on Instagram, and he said that only moving when your back's against the wall is a sign of he called it a weak person. I'm not going to call it a weak person, but I'm just saying that for you to when you know that you are functioning like that, is maybe something to look at. Why am I only functioning when my back is against the wall, or when the worst possible outcome is, going to perhaps happen? So you can really decide when you know that you are not living your passion, when you are not doing the things that you're good at. What's your talent? Ask yourself that. If you're not doing that, it starts with a decision. You have to decide, listen, I want to dig deeper. I want to reevaluate myself. I want to get to know myself better, because I've been giving away a lot of myself to other people. And it's a process. It's an adventure. I like to call it an adventure. I always say to the people I work with, we are going on an adventure.
That's a nice way to put it. Yeah. Alistair wants to jump in. Alistair.
Yes.
Yeah. I had a situation in my life. You were talking about when you were a child and somebody said something or somebody did something to you that affected you. I have an aunt. The family was visiting each other, and we were all running around on the farm, and I was pointing to something and making some comment that I thought was really inspirational and really intelligent.
Your very first Alistairism. Yeah.
Probably, yeah. And she made the comment, "Oh, come on, know it all." That really stung. It really, really stung me.
Really?
And it affected me for years. And I only recently, when I attended her funeral 5 or 6 years ago,
did I
let go of that.
You forgave her at her funeral.
Yeah.
At least you forgave her.
That's progress, isn't it? I was just about to say, at least you got to that point. Oh man! So if I want to bug you, then I just call you a know-it-all. Is that right? Is that how I get?
It's like the stupid guy earlier,
Oh man!
Now I want to ask Alistair, why did it bug you so much?
Yeah, there we go. Ooh, this is good.
Because
all right.
he was insulting my intelligence.
He doesn't.
Okay, so
he doesn't like his intelligence insulted, I suppose. Yeah. Okay, go for it, Johan. Go.
I'm in. Okay, so I think when we get comments, when we get people saying things to us, and it stinks, we must always remember that something is driving that person, right? It's very rarely about you. Really, it's about jealousy. That person is maybe driven by jealousy. That person's got an inferiority complex, feeling that, okay, I'm not as clever or well educated as the person next to me. So I am driven by inferiority, by jealousy, and I feel better when I can say something to hurt another person. So you always have to kind of think in the back of your head, but what is driving this person? Because we never just say stuff. We never just act in certain ways.
Yeah.
There's always a driving force behind that. And if I had a childhood where I was put down and I've been called stupid and dumb and whatever, that is going to be my driving force most of the times,
Yeah.
And I feel better. I feel empowered when I take it out on other people, when I can call other people stupid or know-it-all or what,
Yeah.
So it's very rarely about you as a person.
My solution to that particular drama of Alistair's from Chubb won't work because I just clap back. I'm like, well, you got legs like a dining room table. Just send one back to them with interest.
How does an 8-year-old clap back to an adult?
Oh, yeah, I know. But look, the good thing is you forgave her at the funeral and you were able to move on. That's the good thing here. Glenda Lauren says, good afternoon, everyone. I'll have to watch the show a bit later. So hello later, if you're watching this later. How's it, Glenda? Tanya, how's your mom doing? I can tell you quickly. Tanya's mom is in hospital for tests at the moment, so we don't know, and we'll only know in a few weeks when the test results come back. Michelle Falloon says, you guys always make my day. Welcome, Heather Kay. Everyone's saying hello to Heather. That's nice. Margaret says, Tom, your mood will lift a bit once you cut your hair. Oh, no. This hair story is becoming a problem on the show. Lizelle says, we all carry roles, experiences, and labels that others have placed on us. Child, parent, partner, professional. Spend time asking, if all of those roles disappeared, who would I still be? And I think that's what I was trying to get to with my comment a bit earlier on. Mothers have spent so long being mothers. Fathers have spent so long being fathers that by the time you've got time for yourself, who the hell am I?
Yes. Yes.
Would you agree with that, with Lizelle's comments?
Yeah, that's why it's so important I know life is busy. I mean, I've got a 3-year-old and we are busy. So, but it's so important to take effort and make time for yourself. Even if it's early in the morning, 10 minutes, meditate or just listen to nice music, or just, if you like writing, write a little bit. Or in the evenings. And I know you don't always feel like getting up earlier or take extra time for yourself, or you don't have time. But if you start doing it, it becomes so part of your life, and it becomes like breathing. You need it to recharge. You need it to do the stuff that you are, that gives you, that makes you feel empowered, that gives you your using your talents.
I want to go back to what Alistair was saying. Hurtful childhood comments. And I wonder, as I sit here and I think of all the people who watch the show, who join us on a Tuesday and a Thursday, whether that's something we have in common. I can't think of anybody who gets through childhood without hearing a hurtful comment. And then wonder what that does to you along the way. I remember my hurtful comment, because I was painfully thin. I was just a skinny kid. And there were people that said, look, there's the Kalahari kid. I had family that did this. But there's the Kalahari kid, miles and miles of nothing. And I was so self-conscious about my body for so many years, because one adult went, ha, 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 and it was a big joke for 10 seconds, and there was nothing in their life after that. But in mine, carried it for years and years and years. And I wonder whether a lot of these dramas we have as adults and trying to define ourselves aren't held up by just one single stupid comment by an adult.
No, absolutely. We all go through that. I mean, take school, take teachers, for example. I've heard a lot of stories where a teacher will call a child dumb. And, it's really not, I heard stories like that. And the impact that the child has when they hear that. I mean, you are taking that to heart, because that's what's being said to you. You can't. Even
well-meaning comments, and I'm using myself in this example, but I've seen parents do this many, many times, the same thing. So I didn't do well at maths and accounting when I started high school. And then my mom, who had the best intentions in the world, said to me, oh, well, you're more artistic. You're not really a maths kind of guy. And it bugged me till I was in my late 20s, and I thought, no, I'm sure, I don't know whether, is that true that I can't add and I can't subtract properly? And so I went and did an accounting diploma, and I aced it. I got 90-odd%. I'm actually a qualified bookkeeper. I'm an accountant. It's one of my qualifications, but I've never used it. But the reason I went and did it was because I believed through the well-meaning talk of my parents that I was not capable of that kind of stuff. And it's just, it doesn't even have to be a hurtful comment. It could be when people are trying to encourage somebody, they push them away from their real selves. It's weird, isn't it?
But you know what? Sorry,
yeah.
if I could just,
of course.
You used that to motivate you. You didn't kind of, you wanted to prove them wrong.
Yes.
And you can decide. Remember, everything is a decision. At the end of the day, you can decide, am I going to use this comment to drag me down, or am I going to prove them wrong, or do my damnedest to prove them wrong? And if I don't at the end, at least I've tried. How are you?
Yeah, it's a difficult one, Johan. I tell you why. Because if my family had said you're not very sporty, they would have been 100% correct. I'm not. So I mean,
yeah, well,
but is that part of it? Understanding I suppose this is understanding who you are. Una says, I was so artistic when I was young, and now I don't have an artistic bone in my body. Is it possible for your brain to suppress passions or talents?
You still have that. But what will it take for you to start paying attention to that again, to start small and get into that again? Because it's still there. You may suppress it. I always take the analogy of a closet. You put that in a closet, you close the door, and there you go on with life.
Yeah.
So saying that I don't have that talent anymore, I'm not as full of what's the word I'm looking for?
Artistic talent or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Is not true. You still have that, but you'll have to take it out of the closet, start using it, start practicing.
Yeah.
It's like riding a bicycle.
Yeah, I reckon if Una wants to get back into painting, she should start with body painting. There we go. That's simple and easy. And
well, you go for that, Tom. Can she practice on you?
I have body issues. No. I'm just kidding. Tom, if I lived closer, I would cut your hair, says Anita. No, he is keeping this hair story, keeping the Kurt. Oh, my goodness. I like being creative, says Elaine, and I'm starting to find my creative side again. It's been sleeping too long. Going back to what you said. Hey, it was in the cupboard and the cupboard door was shut. What's your problem, Alistair?
Well, I visited Australia in 2013.
Yes.
And while I was there were a couple of days where there was nothing planned and nothing on. So my host family said to me, well, look, there's the art room. Go in there. There's a couple of blank canvases. Go crazy. By the end of my trip to Australia, I'd pumped out 9 paintings.
Wow. Yeah.
I didn't even know that I could do that.
My goodness. I'm a great painter. You should see the walls in my house. Very, very. Helen Midbosh says, sorry I'm late, everybody. Hello, Helen. Una Guida. I will make him look awesome. Oh, this is my hair again. Oh, my goodness. All I know, that forgiveness feeling. Oh, wow, forgiveness. Does forgiveness come into this?
Absolutely, absolutely. We are very hard on ourselves sometimes. And when you kind of keep on blaming yourself for mistakes you made or things you said or things you did, it's very hard to get to know yourself on a healthy level because you're always going to have that distorted idea about yourself. I'm a bad person. I hurt others. So forgiving yourself, it starts with yourself, it starts with the inside. What do I think about myself? Am I talking the person that I want to be? How do I forgive myself? Why am I so hard on myself?
Yeah.
And forgiveness is a very, very, very important thing, especially for you to change and for your thoughts to change about yourself and just rediscovering yourself again. So absolutely, very important.
Cornel Fenter has an interesting message. I had 3 open heart surgeries, first one at 18, second one at 23, 2 years ago at 42. I'm a very well-functioning human being. I wake up every morning with a smile on my face. I've been a teacher for 24 years, love my job, teaching grade 8 to 12. So many people complain about teaching, but I love my job every day. I don't look at the what ifs. Do you think life-changing moments force us to look at ourselves?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, definitely. I mean, you can't go through something like that and not look differently at life in general, and also what you do. So it's Corneille, right?
Yeah, Corneille.
Okay. So Corneille
Corneille.
went.
Sorry, Corneille. Yeah.
Corneille. Okay, Corneille. So you see where the part about creating our own reality comes in. So he's looking at the job he's doing, where other people doing the exact same job will complain about their job and be negative.
Yeah.
He went through that. It changed the way he looks at his job, and he's now thankful. He's now thankful for that he is able to teach, that he is able to make a change in people's lives. So yeah, it takes some time. It takes something like that for some people, and other people, just gradually kind of grow into
Well, there we go. We've had forgiveness pop up in this. We've had gratitude pop up, and those are themes which pop up in the show a lot of times. Cheryl says, I agree with Alistair. Family and the hurtful words experience which we land up carrying inside for our lifetimes. It's very hurtful. Shame, Alistair Jameson. I've been called that too, says Pat's uncle. There are two know-it-alls on the show. Check Alistair's face. I'm just joking. I agree, Johan, says Margaret. People who have problems with themselves are often the first to criticize and bully others. My motto is believe in yourself, says Pat. Una says, I was a very shy child. I was bullied a lot because of it. Eventually, after being called a geek and a freak enough times, the rebel came out and the little girl died. I have an ingrained defense mechanism ever since.
Probably called it tongue.
Just say again.
I didn't catch that. What was that, Alistair?
It's probably called a tongue.
A tongue?
Yeah, she's developed a defense mechanism, her tongue. The lashing that you can give somebody with your tongue after the fact.
Oh, all right. Okay.
That she built walls around her.
I reckon it's walls.
Protecting her against. It's difficult. It's difficult because when you've been living with that for so long, you really have to, and that's why I also reach out to people who can help you. If you want to change, but you have, I get a lot of people sitting in front of me, and I can tell from a mile off that they don't want to change. They are here because they're forced to be here, or they are doing someone a favor. So you have to. So if you feel that that's not you, if you feel that is like walls you're building to protect yourself. Yes, you have to protect yourself, but in a good way, in a healthy way. But there are many things that we do in order to protect ourselves. Yeah, it's the tongue. Lots of times, it's lashing out at others. It's like building walls. It's like isolating yourself. But you can change that. The good news is you can change that, but you have to decide to do that, and then you need to get help on how to do it.
Who is
just to get back to who you are.
Just to get back to who you are.
To being who you are, because that's not you.
Who is Sonia Terblanche?
Sonia Terblanche.
I don't know. Some lady called Sonia Terblanche said, "My precious man." I thought this is some lady connected to you. It's not your wife or lover.
I hope my wife is not watching this.
Your wife's not Sonia Terblanche, eh? Okay, well, all right. It's probably in answering one of our questions. Lizelle says, 100% regarding hurtful comments. My dad suggested I was putting on weight. I was a stick insect, and I ended up borderline eating disorder. He does not even remember that comment. I still do. I had a girlfriend who was putting on weight, and her father said, you're getting fat. And she said, well, what am I supposed to do? And he said, stick your finger down your throat. Can you... I mean... And it might have just been a joke, but it stays with people. It stays with people.
Too often that is the case.
Yeah.
You pass a comment that is meant as something flippant, something jokingly set past, and it lands and it sticks. Maybe it's got bombs on it.
Yeah, maybe the lesson for us adults that watch the show and we're part of this little community is to watch our mouths around children. I mean, just remind ourselves to watch our mouths around kids. Because it's becoming apparent that these things stay with you for life. Margaret says your relationship with yourself is extremely important to get through life. One of my names was Afro Girl because of my frizzy hair, says Una. To this day, I keep my hair straight as an arrow and never reveal my curls. That is sad. I bet you look gorgeous with your curls. I want to see you in. I tell you what, we'll have coffee down the drag here. Don't do your hair. I'll sit with my bed hair, and you sit with your curls. Anita says, I think everyone goes through hurt, horrible words said to them. Some will always be with us. Val says, same. Also thin my whole life. Now at 82, still being asked why I'm so thin. Heather Knickelbein says, some of my siblings made me feel so inferior. I always thought, why did they run me down? Some of my siblings made me feel, brothers and sisters can do this to each other, just in playful teasing. I suppose, I don't know, children can be nasty as well. See a weak spot in another child and they can pile in there, little bullies.
Absolutely, they can.
Yeah.
And it's so important for us as parents, to start teaching our child from the beginning on how to handle things like that.
Yeah. You know what I think might help is when we sit around like this and we chat about these things, other people say, yes, me too. Yes, me too. And you go, oh, well, It wasn't just me. Like I mentioned, I was thin as a kid. It was a complex. And then 4 or 5 other people said that. Have a look here. Elrika Janssen van Rensburg. Hey, Elrika, nice to have you on board. Emily Hudson said, I had the same problem and I still hot iron my hair straight. Margaret Guida says, you're very smart, Tom. Thank you. I think I are. Malcorsa says, always thin at 82, being asked why I'm so thin. Body painting. Oh, my soul, said Una. That was a bit of a joke. Janet Kennedy says, hi, team. How are you? Still praying for help with Warren. It's hard. I know. And this keeps me awake at night, Jenny. I'm trying my best. I'm busy talking to surgeons at the moment, trying to find a solution for Warren Kennedy. Petro Dutoy says, I have a thing about tackling something new. I had amazing parents, but every time I wanted to do something, I heard, you won't be able to do it. Remember someone saying to my mom that I should do modeling or ballet. Once again, she won't be able to do it.
Yeah. She made that a reality then, right? Because you hear that all the time. And later you're going to believe that. And you're not going to take chances. You're not going to go out and kind of live your life to the full.
Marilyn Wesson says, I can relate to the skinny comments, Tom. I was told I had Wednesday legs. Wednesday going to break. I heard that 1,000,000 times in my life. How mean is that? I got to the stage in my life where I laughed it off. Certainly not the case now. I'm in my twilight years, 78 years young. Yeah, I don't have a weight problem anymore. In fact, I've got the opposite problem now. I'm just fat. I'm fat, and I'm trying to get thin.
Golf team, man.
What's that?
You look like a golf tee.
Yeah, something like that. Thank you. And you're a know-it-all. I'm just kidding. Yeah. You should never have told me that. Never have told me that. Una says, I was naturally very skinny, was called anorexic. Now I'm overweight, and I'll get called Dick. I can't win. Corin Atwell says, we can be a product of our past, but we can change mindset to move forward by forgiving yourself. We spoke about that just now. Only you can define yourself. I think that's important, Johan. Who gets to define you?
You do. Like you said, you know yourself better than anyone else. And you know what is inside of you. If you go and dig a little, if you start peeling the onion, you'll get closer to who you really are in the center. But you have to take time. You have to make that an adventure for yourself a lot of times.
Margaret Guida says, wonder if I should go back to learning Latin like I did in high school. I was surrounded by clever kids. Michelle Ashfilion said, I had a teacher who used to hurt me for no reason. How do I forget it? She hit me with shoes. I came across teachers like that along the way. Like they pick on one child, man. And I don't know what would cause an adult to do that, but I think there are enough people out there with stories like this. They were maybe less sensitive back in the day. But I certainly saw that growing up, that there were teachers single out a kid and just pick on them.
Yeah. They were less sensitive back then. I remember myself, in school.
I think we've all got stories like that.
Once again, what drives that teacher? Why is that teacher doing it? What drives that teacher, There's issues.
That's right. Her husband probably called her fat when she got up in the morning. If you have nothing to say, don't say anything at all, says Anita. Thank you to the people who've been pressing the like and the heart and the ha-ha button. We've got a number of likes and loves and hearts today. Those are our friends. And the people who don't press the buttons, well, the friendships aren't so solid. Margaret says, Una, you've come a long way. You are now confident and capable, intelligent, and shown leadership material. You are my manager, girl. That's nice. Nice compliment from Mom. Hey? Children can be so nasty and hurtful, says Marilyn. You are tall and not fat, for crying out loud. I know I am fat. Overweight people are lovely and nice and cuddly, says Thea.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that is nice. Having blonde hair.
I like to be in shape.
You like to be a shape or in shape?
I like to be in shape. Round is a shape.
That's right. Having blonde hair, the kids used to call me White Rat. Witmeis. Eh? I used to hear that at high school. Used to hear that a lot.
Witrot.
With me, it was never the adults, was always the kids, says Una. Isn't it interesting? I mean, most of the people that watch the show are 50 plus. And we still got these things that we can remember like it was yesterday. It's crazy. Yeah. Crazy. All right, Johan, this hour's gone by very quickly, but give us some other tips.
I'm going to kind of give you 2 practical exercises, and I really want the you guys listening and watching this afternoon to really do it, and maybe just comment, when you've done it and say what you experienced. But I'm going to give you 2 practical things to do. So the one thing is daily. Ask yourself a question. Ask the question, what did I love doing as a child, but I'm not doing anymore? It can be anything. Don't limit yourself. It can be anything. And the second thing is keep a truth list. We spoke about lists earlier, but keep a truth list. So write down what you know about yourself as the truth. I do have confidence.
I like this. Are we going to give this exercise to everyone that watches the show? And then on Tuesday, I'm going to ask the question. Yes. Come up with your lists. Want to hear the lists?
I'm looking forward to seeing that, because that's so important. That's going to help you to know yourself even more, even deeper, and remind you of things that you may have forgotten. But ask yourself that question every day, and do your truth list and see what happens.
Looking forward to hear what people have got to say next week. You got a few days. You got the weekend to think about it. What are the truth? What is the truth about you? I'll share some of my truths, and Alistair, he can share some of his, and we'll see what you've got to say on the Tuesday show. How's that? Anything else before we say goodbye? We still got to give the chessboard away. Before we give the chessboard away, anything else? Any other tips for us, Johan?
You know what, Tom? I just want to say, let's be kind to each other. It's like you said in the beginning.
Yeah.
Let's watch what we say to other people, especially in our home, especially to our children. Let's just stand back a bit and think, what I'm about to say, is that going to build or break? Yeah. And if it's going to break, you won't die if you don't say it. Nothing will happen to you, but you might hurt someone else. Someone else may die a little bit inside when you say that. So do I break or do I build? Ask yourself that.
I think those are some of the most powerful words that have been said on that show, on this show. I really do. Think about it. I won't die if I don't say this. I think that's such a powerful statement. Thank you, Johan.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks,
all right.
Alistair.
So what are we going to talk about next time you're on? We've done identity today, and next time?
Well, I think we touched on that today a lot. You are not what happened to you. Healing the past, reclaiming the future. That's kind of the way that conversation is going to go. You are not what happened to you. So don't make that your identity.
Yeah, and also I think the big thing to come out of our chat today is that you're not alone. We all have these little things that look at Alistair. I mean, when was it your aunt? I mean, you waited until you saw her in the box before you forgave her. Oh man, positivity in, negativity out, says Val Kotzer. Helen says the let them theory is brilliant. I think that's Thea Gates's motto in life is let them. And kindness and gratitude does wonders. And that's what we believe in here. Una says the same thing. Kindness is imperative. Margaret says, so important to do a truth list. Hope I don't freak myself out. Let's share our truth lists on Tuesday. I got a couple of truths I'll write down and see let's share some truths on Tuesday, all right? I don't know if you want to stick around for the big chessboard giveaway, Johan, or whether you want to leave now. I don't know how busy you are.
I want to see.
All right.
I have 5 minutes. If you can rush that off in 5 minutes,
we're going to be done in 5 minutes. All right. So the other day we had this fantastic chessboard. I'm going to put it up on screen now. Handmade by Alistair Jameson there in Primrose Hill. Those soapstone carved chess pieces with an epoxy coated, reclaimed from pallet wood chessboard. This thing is priceless. We tried to put a price on it, but they said it's priceless. And then we thought, let's give this away. Alistair told the story on Tuesday and how we got to the point of giving it away, but somebody bought the chess set and then said, we want you to give it away to someone. And then people put comments in the show, on Tuesday's show, and I looked at it and I thought I would never be able to choose the winner here because each one is as good as the other. How did you even get to the winner of the chess set, Alistair? Hold on. What's that?
So I hardly slept for 2 days.
Yeah, I know he's been updating me on I keep getting messages from him. Okay, it's between 1, 2, and 3 now. Now it's between number 1 and 3, and I thought I am not getting involved in this thing. I can't choose, and eventually you did. You chose.
I eventually chose. It was even up until about an hour before the show. It was down to
really
2 options, 2 possibilities.
Okay,
and without being dramatic, Murray Nicole Shailen sent in a request for her granddaughter.
Yes.
Her name is Amani Adamson. She's 15 years old.
Uh-huh.
She is passionate about chess. She tries to practice moves every day. She asked for a chess board that she could use in her room to practice her chess moves. She has plans of being in the top 10 in South Africa. She's got Gauteng colors.
Wow.
For chess.
Wow.
She has her own online chess club that she and her father have started, and they use.
Wow.
So, Amani Adamson is our choice for the chess.
There we go. We have a winner, Amani Adamson. How old? 15.
15 years old and playing chess for Gauteng already.
All right, so there we go, Marnie Adamson. You're the lucky winner of the handcrafted chessboard made by master chessboard maker Alistair Jameson out of Primrose, Germiston, Johannesburg. Well done.
Yeah.
That's nice. Oh, I like giving things away. We should give more things away on the show.
It's going to take another 3 weeks to make another one, Tom.
Oh, is it? All right. Well, you better get cracking. Well, Johan, thank you. Really, thanks a lot for spending time with us.
Thank you, Johan.
Oh, you know what? I can give something away.
Can you?
If you don't mind.
Of course.
I can.
Of course.
Okay. So I want to give a 20-minute free intro consultation away, intro session away.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how we're going to do it yet.
Oh, I'm going to make it your problem. I tell you, the Tom London Show way is to make it your problem. So what we'll do is, if you would like a 20-minute intro consultation with Johan Botha, you find him on Facebook. Johan Botha Schrijver is the page on Facebook. If you would like a 20-minute intro chat with Johan, then motivate that in the comment section down below. Say, me, I need it desperately or whatever. And then, Johan, you're going to pick one person in the comment section and we'll talk to them about it when they've done the intro with you. How's that?
Awesome. Let's do that. Yes.
All right. If you'd like a 20-minute intro session with Johan, pop your motivation in the comment section down below. Perhaps it's someone that you know that you think needs a chat with Johan. Motivate for them. And Johan will look in the comment section. We've got like 4 or 5 days to get comments in under this video, and somebody will get a 20-minute session with Johan. Thank you, Johan. That's very kind of you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Johan.
Thank you.
All right, now you said 5 minutes. We've done it in 4.5. So goodbye to you, Johan Botha in Bloemfontein. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you in another couple of weeks, for lesson number 2.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye, Johan. I did a brutal shutdown. Did you see that?
I did.
I haven't done a brutal shutdown forever. Now I'm tempted to shut you down brutally. But
No, please don't. I wanted to share. I've got my motivation for the day.
I see this. Yeah, well, that makes me. I've got an arrow. I've had 2 blocks of it, and I'm going to go devour that now.
Oh, nice.
Alrighty. Is that it for the day? I think that's it for the day.
Good. Absolutely great show today.
Did you enjoy that? I'm glad.
Absolutely loved it.
Well, I would like to thank the people who've been pressing the like button, pressing the heart button, the ha button, and luckily we made no one cry and we made no one angry on the show today. So
Now, let's stay away from that end of the spectrum, please.
yeah, although if you hit that button, it's another thing for the algorithm.
That's an indication.
I'd like you to hit the like, heart, and ha buttons, but I mean, if you hit the sad button, then Facebook likes that button too. So if you hit the buttons, you are our big friend. You're a big friend of ours. If you don't, then you are a small nyana friend. Alistair, well done. It looks stunning, says Joy Schlebusch.
Oh, hello.
I had a piano teacher in Springs many years ago called I'm sure her name was Mrs. Schlebusch. To go to her house in Castledale, the Strubenvale, for piano lessons. Mrs. Schlebusch.
There's a lot of things coming out in your life that we didn't know about.
Oh, you don't know about people only know 1% of this man called Tom London.
Well, but Tuesday we'll know a whole lot more because we'll see a whole lot of truth coming out.
I bring my truth list. I'll make a truth list for Tuesday if people will swap their truth list with me so we can all get to know each other a little better. All right, Alistair, they're in Primrose Hill.
It's all good, Tom. Don't forget, make it a double.
Alistair Jameson sitting on top of Have you ever heard that joke where the kid goes, my dad has 1,000 people under him, and they go, wow, where does he work? And they go, he cuts the grass at the cemetery there in Joburg. Alistair's got about 10,000 people under him, and that's just when he sleeps at night. I see I can hit the angry button, says Una. Come on, someone has to hit can one person hit the angry button just so I can reflect? Just for ha-ha purposes. Fabulous show today, and baby hearts, especially Tanya Curry and her precious mom. Yeah. So let's end the show on that. If you've got anybody that you want to put on, let's call it our prayer list. If you've got anybody you want prayers or good wishes for, why not write their name in the comment section? I won't read it out on the show now, but we'll just put it there, and people who follow the show can say, yeah, I'll include them in my daily list of good wishes or prayers. I would like to put my friend that is in ICU on the prayer list. I'd like to put Mrs. Curry on there. Of course, Jennifer, Jenna Lee, who is busy healing from her big operation. Warren Kennedy, who we still need to get a shoulder up for. Definitely needs to be on that list. And anybody in your life who's going through a tough time or needs good wishes or prayers, you're welcome to put their name on the list. Put it in the comments section down below this video. Remember, 20-minute intro session with Johan Botha. If you want that, motivate that in the comments section. And yeah, I like giving things away. We should find more things to give away. I'm looking around me. Like, is there anything here I don't need? Fire extinguisher. No, I do. Maybe.
Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood? No, I can never give my Clint Eastwood. Never. Never. Not even in a divorce. Alrighty. Thank you, Alistair. Good to see you again. We'll catch you on Tuesday. Well done on the chess set. And well done to the young lady who's won the chess set. Okay, bye-bye all. Love to all, especially Tanya Curry and her mom, says Anita. And Michelle says, please pray for me. I've got flu. Will do. And there'll be no more flu. Megan, my friend with stage 4 cancer, my goodness, yeah, there. And I think Heather Knickelbine's niece, who is going through the most torrid time, as well as the family, deserve to be there. Alrighty, I think that's it for the day, hey? And I'll run through these comments a bit later on, and perhaps you will too, and you'll see some people who need your prayers and good wishes, and you'll do that for them. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. The temperatures are lifting in the city of gold, and South Africa is getting warmer as we move towards spring and summer. Don't forget, though, between now and summer, because in a week or two, people are going, chuck this jacket away. Summer's back. And then in October or November, we always get that 4-5 day extremely cold period where everyone says, I can't believe it's snowing on the Drakensberg at the end of October. Eh? So don't pack the warm jumpers away yet. There will still be another cold spell. And on that note, I leave you. I leave you with those words of wisdom. There will be another cold snap before the end of the year, and politicians will lie. This show was brought to you by Suzuki Rivonia, the home of happy customers.
Don't forget to tell them Tom